Welcome to the Prophecy Club. Our topic today is economic crash. The Jews are now apparently getting close to rebuilding the temple, and then 1, 2, 3 equals mark of the beast. First of all, I want to invite you to the Bible study. So we're starting my Bible study again this coming Friday evening from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Now, you may be saying, why Bible study? Well, I need it. I need it because I need to go through and refresh the Bible, because my studies tend to be specific. And every once in a while, it's important to just read through the Bible. So I figure if I need it, probably you need it too. And also, I'm going to say that I'm not going to be just teaching Bible prophecy. I've been doing a Bible study since about 1989. And through those years, I've learned some do's and some do nots in a Bible study. So I encourage you to tune in. Live is going to be 6:30 to 8 p.m. if you want to be in on it live. And I think we're going to be able to have it where we'll be able to take your questions too. So anyway, this coming Friday night, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Central, tune in to our Bible study. All right, so first thing, talking about the economy. Economist Harry Dent, which apparently is a quite popular guy, expects the biggest economic crash in our lifetime to hit between now and mid-June. Now, I don't know why people believe some economist that has written books and made predictions that have been come to pass more than they would listen to God's prophets and God's holy servants that have dreams and visions and angel visits, because that's what we've been listening to. God has been telling us this is coming for, pretty regular, pretty hard and fast for the last couple of years. So he says, Harry Dent, economist and author of several best-selling books, has warned that the biggest crash in our lifetime is, quote, going to hit between now and mid-June. Well, that's no surprise to us. We knew that was coming. It's a major crash, one that you have not seen in your lifetime. That's pretty much what the prophets have told us too, except we knew it back in 2010. I'm predicting as much as an 86% decline for the Standard & Poor's 500 in this crash, and 92% on the NASDAQ, and Bitcoin will go down like 95 or 96%. That's what the prophets have told us. We're not surprised by that. We've been told that the dollar is going to drop quickly, overnight. It'll drop down 30%, 50%, 66%, finally be worthless as leaves blowing in the wind. I remember one prophet, Daniel Davids, had a dream where he saw a man step to the microphone. This one, not the whole dream, it's just part of it. And he said, the United States, as you have known it, has ceased to exist. All property lines are dissolved, and the U.S. dollar is worthless. Now, if that doesn't scare you a little bit, something's wrong. Matter of fact, if you've got money, I don't have to worry about it too much, but I have to have money, to keep the ministry going, got people to pay. I got a car payment, I got a house payment, a few things like that. I don't want to see it crash either. So I've made some preparations. I can't, and I won't tell you all of my preparations, but I'll tell you what a few of them that I've done. Is I have some gold and some silver that I can get my hands on pretty quick. It's very safe, and that's not necessarily saying it's, storing it at your home is not always the best thing, unless you have a really, really good, safe place to store it, because these days metal detectors can find it. Okay, so I also think it's a good idea to have some of that Joseph Kitchen food. As I talked about the other day, there's going to be a time. Okay, so let's put it this way. Try to imagine. Well, here, the next article. I want to come back and finish reading this, but the next article makes a point. People keep asking me, what's the big deal about de-dollarization? Maybe this can help explain it. The article, or the picture here says ham and cheese sandwich, $29. So, what are you talking about? $3, $4 to maybe $5 or $6 for a ham and cheese sandwich. So what are you going to do when it's $29? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to pull out your gold or your silver, part of it, and you're going to trade it in to fill in the blanks. And if you have Joseph Kitchen food, then you're going to be making all kinds of bread. You'll probably have enough food for your whole neighborhood if you've gone to josephkitchen.com. Now, let me go back. I want to finish reading this article. Dent expects the crypto market to crash alongside stocks. Wait a minute, I didn't make my point. Okay, so let's say gasoline has not hit $5 a gallon. Let's say it bypassed $5 a gallon a couple of months ago. Bypassed $7 a gallon. Let's say it's up to $10 a gallon. And it might even hit $12 or $15 a gallon. I mean, look, there is a concerted effort to take our food away, to poison our waters. Look, if they will kill millions of us with a fake, how do I say this, disease and a fake anti-V, there's nothing they'll stop at. The devil will stop at nothing to get every person to bow the knee to take that mark. And he's, like they say in Texas, he's dead serious. And that death is your death. He wants to kill you. So you pull up to a gas station, it's $10. You pull up, your credit card doesn't work. No, bank's closed. They're closed for a week, or they're just closed. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's longer. What are you going to do? They might take a loaf of bread, but if you pull out silver coins, I don't think that's the place to pull out a $2,000 gold coin, but the silver, as you recall, Shane Warren said he heard the audible voice of God say that silver is going to skyrocket far more than gold. Now, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not a financial problem. This is a prophecy program. But you pull out a gold coin or two, and even if the electricity is down or where they can't clear your credit card or the banks are closed or something like that, you're probably going to get some gasoline with silver coins. When nobody else, you pull out some silver coins, they're going to give you some gasoline. You go to a grocery store, same thing. They don't take any of the credit cards. As a matter of fact, we're not even taking cash. But you pull out silver coins, and they know that's good. See, because, again, the dollar is going to be worthless as leaves blowing in the wind. When in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. So in the land of when the dollar is falling, boom, 30%. And now your silver, boom, went up 30%, or maybe in 40 or 50%, you're going to be in good shape. And in a grocery store, maybe they don't want loaves of bread either. Maybe down at the local bartering place, maybe they do. But I'm saying it's a good idea to have both. Everybody wants bread. Okay, let's go on. So Dent expects the crypto market to crash alongside stocks, with the BTC falling 95 to 96% from its November 2021 high. Bitcoin will fall from 69,000 down to about 3,000 or 4,000. He said, adding that, it's exactly what Amazon and the .coms did. We have already started the next wave down. We've been trying to tell you since 2010, okay? Which could take the NASDAQ down to 8,000 just in this next wave. Not the end of it. That's going to be down a little over 50%, he detailed, and there was more bad news. So, if you knew you were about to lose the money in your bank account, what would you do? Would you call Cornerstone AssetMetals.com and talk to them? I think you should. I mean, I can't give advice, but those people can. And they've got lots of different ways to be able to help you. And they're prophecy students. They love Prophecy Club people to call. They say, we have a lot of people call from a lot of different places, but we love the Prophecy Club people because they know what's going on. We don't have to inform. We don't have to teach them. They know. They know more about what's going on than we do in many ways. Cornerstone, AssetMetals.com. and josephskitchen.com. Look, I just talked to them at Joseph's Kitchen a few minutes ago. They've got a warehouse full of wheat. They have it. They are ready to ship it. Most of these other long-time storage places, I don't know what it is, and I haven't checked, but I know the last time I checked, it was 3 or 4 months out before you could get the stuff. All right, let's go on. On to the next topic. Now, I read this a while back, but in this case, it's important to read it again. And I've skipped several paragraphs here. It's almost ready, the mark. You must submit your card proving that you had the anti-V. All teachers must be fully up to date on their anti-V to be near any of the other students. This was the dream. An austere-looking young man said with thick, wide, black-rimmed glasses. Accompanying him were 2 armed stormtrooper-looking individuals. They were here for me on serious business. I'm praying in Jesus' name under my breath for him to help me. There's a time coming when if you do not have the anti-V, you will not be able to circulate in society. And if you take it, what it's going to go on to say is that it's what it's really about is putting you into a position, I have to be very careful in choosing my words, putting you into a position so that they can control you, control your thoughts, and make you do what they want to do based upon this thing in you. To the point to where, this is where it's going with it, by the time you got the third one, you won't have a choice. You will be under their control, under their spell, so to speak, and you will be taking the mark of the beast. Now, you and I know, you take the mark of the beast, and you're tossed into the lake that burns with fire and brimstone, with the beast and false prophet and tormented day and night, forever and ever and ever, no hope of escape. Let's go on. Skipping some more. He looked at me and smiled, then said, we know your secret. You're not fully, of course, the other word was there. I had to remove the word, change it, okay? You're not fully marked. In other words, you're not full of it yet. You got to get some more of it in you. Your third anti-V is fake. Talking about the piece of paper. The third is distinctly different and is set above all the others. My heart is racing. My mind is frantically trying to figure out how this young teenager knows that I have not taken the last anti-V that you are required to take. See, up to this point, you had to wear a mask. I remember I couldn't go into Home Depot. I couldn't go into Walmart. I couldn't go to the dentist, couldn't go to the doctor unless I put a mask on. Well, the time is coming where you don't get anything unless you have the mark. But between that, there's a few ramp ups, okay? Essentially, they're putting a noose around our neck. A noose that is going to see to it that we take that mark. It's not even really for cures alone. It's also associated with technology, electronics, and medicines to totally computerize you, allowing you access to the internet. Okay, did you catch that? In other words, if you don't have this in you, I wish I could say the word. You got to know what I'm talking about. You won't be able to access the internet. You won't be able to access your funds. But if you have gold and silver, if you have loaves of bread, you're still going to be able to make it okay. I'm not taking the mark even if I starve to death. I'm not taking the mark even if I lose my head. I'm not taking the mark. Included inside is this magic stuff. I had to change the word there. That's supposed to protect us from all the horrible, horrible, horrible bugs out there. You know what I'm talking about. Old and new upon the world. Okay, so they're saying that they're helping us. But what it really is taking over our mind, taking over our will. I know it sounds like a conspiracy theory, but you better listen. I'm going to skip that first part. It says, lady, if you had your third anti-V, you would be like us. So it changes you. Okay? Guess how it changes you. Has to do with your mind and your will and your thought processes. Then the teenage boy begins changing shape into a hulking half-boy, half-wolf. You better understand. Look, what did the seven thunders say? Release the giants. We're coming into a time where there's going to be mutants on the earth, just like we see in the movies. I mean, literally, they're going to have extra powers that you and I don't normally, or humans don't normally have. Oh, Jesus. And saw one of the teenagers that sprouted 2 or more arms and another eye between the other 2. Yeah, I believe those kind of things are coming. Okay, so essentially what they're saying is 1, 2, 3, and then you have to take the mark. You've lost your will to resist. Next scene, I'm in a futuristic city. Jesus, they're not supposed to mutate until they get all the anti-V or the mark, are they? I now realize that I'm a scientist brought to teach superior intellect students from around our world. I had been told by my lovely Jesus about the mutations that would come later for those who would take the mark of the beast to help him form an army of superior, strong, mutated individuals, giants, demons, and all the armies of the world he thinks can defeat Jesus at the Battle of Armageddon. That makes perfect sense. He is going to do, Satan is going to do everything he can to defeat Jesus. Now, we know none of it works. He doesn't believe that. I believe he knows that, but I believe he's lying to all these people. That's what he does, is kill, steal, and destroy. Jesus, the mark isn't here yet, daughter. It's waiting on one last key element. I'm going to read that again. Daughter, it's waiting on one last key element. I believe it. Technology hidden in an underwater sunken city that will make possible the ability for every soul who has taken the mark to bow to the man of sin at his request. In other words, it forces you to take the mark. When you take the mark, you are then forced by this whatever technology to bend the knee to worship Satan anytime he wants, on his whim at the same time, and cause further mutations to advance to their final irreversible stage when the anti-V has been built into their bodies into a super strong structure, has built their bodies into a super strong structure. So we're talking about, maybe a way to say it is alien technology. It's really not alien technology. It's really the fallen ones. It's really Luciferian technology. Look, back in the days when they built the pyramids, we can't build a pyramid today. We cannot make the stone that perfect. We cannot. I've been inside the Great Pyramid. I've seen what it is. I've been there. I've been inside it. We went up the little, where you had to walk up basically on your hands and your knees, kind of crawling like a monkey. This was back in 1991 with Ron White. My Leslie and I, we were in the Great Pyramid. I've been there. I've seen, matter of fact, I'll tell you a little secret. While we were there, Ron White said he took a molecular frequency generator in with him. And that is 2 little, do I have a pen? Here we go. It's kind of like holding 2 pins, the way he explained it to me. He says holding 2 pins with 2 wires. Now, way antennas work is if you have one antenna, it sends a signal out in all directions. But if you have another antenna sending out the same signal, then since 2 things cannot occupy the same space, if you put the antennas here, then you can't have duplicate signal here. So what do you do with that duplicate signal? It sends it out this way and it sends it out that way. So, matter of fact, on some of the radio stations, they even put up 3 signals so that it becomes very directional. Okay, in other words, like if I did this, it aims the signal at you. If I did this, it aims it sideways, okay, like this or like that. And this molecular frequency generator, he would hold these up with 2 wires, and they would aim it like that. They use it in gold mining and things like that to find gold. So like this, he can spin that around and send that signal out. So he sets the signal to the frequency of gold or silver or whatever he's looking for. And then when he spins it around like this, as it hits gold, then that signal bounces back to him, okay? He said he took these into the pyramid, and this is all he would tell us. He said they haven't found all of the chambers. They haven't found all of the gold in the Great Pyramid of Giza. He took his little molecular frequency generator in there, and I've seen another one. I started to even order. It was like $750. I didn't have the $750, but they have technology to find. Matter of fact, they have technology. They can drive down your street, and they can tell you which houses have weapons, because that specific hardened metal for a weapon can be detected very easily. They knock on the door. They don't say, "Do you have weapons?" They say, "We are here to take them." And they can walk right to them and find them wherever you hide them. Okay, so enough of that little tangent. Daughter, it's waiting on one last key element. Technology hidden in the underwater sunken city that will make possible the ability for every soul who's taken the mark to bow to the man of sin at his request anytime, on his whim at the same time, and cause further mutations to advance to the final irreversible stage when the anti-V has built into their bodies a super strong structure, and their altered, I had to change some of the words here, their altered code, their makeup codes, okay, what we're made of, all right? When this technology is combined with the final mark of the beast that's in the underwater sunken city of Atlantis, then it will be fully ready for your world's people to receive. I hope you're listening. I don't think this is garbage. I don't think this is conspiracy theory. I think this is God warning those people that have ears to hear. Many things not yet revealed are inside the anti-V. It's doing a whole lot of damage and will do a lot more damage down the road. One that causes people to acquire the taste for human flesh. Let's see, how does Revelation 17 say it? It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire." I remember when I was memorizing that, I thought, Lord, what are you saying, eat her flesh? It was like he spoke real direct and said, exactly what I wrote. It means that the people of the world will reach the place to where they eat the flesh of Christians. There's no other way to cut that. One inserts into our makeup from the secret labs of the Nephilim and the fallen ones. The demons which have provided them to those loyal to the Antichrist go and warn the people. The people come here thinking that it is a testing facility to learn to advance your world through superior technology. But in a totally controlled habitat, those who have begun changing after activation, remember the other lady said she saw them squirt this yellow-orange liquid on people. They started screaming, but then they started changing. One could zap from this place to that place real fast. One could change into other people, and one could like read minds, all kinds of things like this. Those who had begun changing after activation live in these locations watched closely. Having the nanotechnology of millions of tiny bots inside them are easily persuaded that this is a wonderful gift and that they will have superpowers and become immortal. Remember the Bible says, well, here it is. "In those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, but death shall flee from them." There's coming a time when most people on the planet have gained eternal life. And I think that's because they get into med beds. And the Lord told me very specifically, do not get into a med bed. It changes your DNA and you lose your salvation. I hope you're listening. Yes, daughter. Now go and warn. Tell all you can. The mark is here, lacking only one element, and the man of sin shall acquire it very soon. In other words, what it's saying is, once this is in you, and it's already in a lot of people to a certain degree, they'll be able to track you. Any place you want high technology to find and force you to take the mark of the beast. Force you to worship the beast. I hope you're listening. Well, I say I've run out of time again. I had a whole other segment I wanted to do, but let me just say, don't get in fear. God has told us in a lot of ways. He has promised He's going to be with us. He'll never leave us nor forsake us. But Get yourself prepared. Cornerstone AssetMetals.com. Give them a call. You don't have to do anything. Just say, hey, here's my situation. What do you recommend? And josephkitchen.com. There you want to call and you want to, well, call or go online and get yourself a machine package. That's the wherewithal to make the bread. And then get yourself enough wheat and all the other supplies to feed you and probably your whole neighborhood. EMPShield.com for a device so your car still starts when others don't. ProphecyClub.com have a wonderful deal for some books. Here, we'll tell you more. Also, I want to recommend you get my Watchmen package. I haven't talked about this in a while, but I got them right here. In this Watchmen's package, you get 2 of these 2 foot by 3 foot big charts. Okay, that's one chart. Let me show you the other chart here. And here's the other chart. So these great big charts, 2 foot by 3 foot charts, and they are they're vinyl. They are very nice. Put them up on the wall, 2 foot by 3 foot, and I've got them right here. Of course, it's just 8.5 by 14 charts, so I can refer to them. But if I had a wall a little closer to me, I'd put these up here. Also, you get my handwritten book of Revelation. This is where I hand wrote out the book of Revelation all the way through it, all of the scriptures, and I memorized it. Now, all of this has all of my notes in it. Here, let me pick a page that has some notes. If you see out in the margin there, it has notes. What I think these scriptures are talking about. And then, last year, I did a School of the Watchmen. And it's like 18 hours, I think it was. It's on 5 DVDs. We're putting all that together with 5 copies of my very powerful book, Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy. It's valued at $355 for a gift of $200. You get both charts. You get the 5 discs. You get my book and my book. My book and my book. All for a gift of $200. Very, very good deal. Also, I recommend you go to prophecyclub.com and get all 5 of my books. And I didn't write this one, but I did organize it. You get How Pre-Trib 1, Daniel, Secret Door to Understand Bible Prophecy, Miss the Mark, and you get 1 set of each of them, which is actually 40 books for a gift of $100 at prophecyclub.com. And if you don't have this right here on your car, you'll want to get it. This is an EMP Shield device. This one goes on a car. All you have to do, it's simple. They have videos show you, but you just put the black wire on the black side of your battery. The green wire attaches to the body of the car, and the red wire attaches to the red side of the battery. And then the back peels off. You don't even have to put any holes in your car. Back peels off. You stick it someplace under your hood. Takes about 10 minutes for us people that are not mechanically inclined. Probably people mechanically inclined more like 5 minutes to put it on, and then you're good to go. If you'll go to empshield.com, put in the promo code PROPHECY, you get a $50 discount for everything that you order there. Good deal. It took me about 20 minutes to make these 2 loaves in my kitchen at an ingredient cost of about $12 each. In a time of food shortage and emergency, I'm going to cut each one of these loaves into 14 slices. Eat a slice in the morning and the afternoon, I'll be satisfied. You want long-term food storage? You want to cut your food costs? Here it is. Eat 2 whole wheat bread slices daily for about a year for about $800 each. JosephKitchen.com's wheat berries come in a nitrogen-infused 7-gallon pail for long-term storage. Most other emergency food costs about $10,000 per person per year. That's right, about $10,000 per person per year, but at Joseph Kitchen, you could do it for about $1,000 per person per year. Now, to get started at josephkitchen.com, you're going to need a machines package. That's going to give you the grinder, the bread machine, the knife slicer, all you need to make bread, and then you decide how much food you want to get. You want food 6 people 1 year, 4 people 1 year, 2 people 1 year, or just 1 person for a year, all at josephkitchen.com. About $1,000 per person per year at josephskitchen.com. Use the promo code PROPHECYCLUB. Get you a $50 discount. josephskitchen.com, promo code Prophecy Club for a $50 discount on your first order. Terry Saka, Cornerstone, AssetMetals.com. So why should people go online or call you today?
Seymour Hersh, an amazing investigative journalist, laid out the case that the United States is the one that blew up the Nord Stream pipelines, hurting our very own allies. That is a nation that is desperate because their currency is on the verge of losing reserve status. That's not good for a United States dollar, and why we better be protected.
Terry Saka, Cornerstone, AssetMetals.com. Give him a call or go online today. Cornerstone, AssetMetals.com.